Welcome to another Mr. Fritz production. Today's topic, the power of 10. Dun, dun, dun. Now, stay with me through this entire video because I created a cartoon at the very end of this that's going to crack you up. I just know it. Okay, let's start up here where I wrote, the theme. The power of 10. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so what is the power of 10? Well, there's a 10. That's 1, 0. See the number 1? That's an exponent. You're going to learn some new vocabulary. I even wrote that. Exponent. That little tiny number right there means there's 1, 0 there, or just 1, 10. Now, what happens if I add a 0? Well, then, it's 10 times 10, or two 10s multiplying together. Well, what is 10 times 10? 100. How many zeros on 100? Oh, I count 2 zeros. Hey, look, there's a little 2 there. Little 2, 2 zeros. But what if I did 10 times 10 times 10? Well, then you'd have 3 zeros. And you'd have 10 to the third power, which means the number 10 is multiplying itself 3 times. If I had to write it out, I'd write the number 10, then I'd write a times sign, then I'd write a 10, then I'd write a times sign, then I'd write a 10. You see how much easier writing an exponent is? I don't have to write all that garbage out. I can just say, here's a little 3 right there. That means it's 10 times 10 times 10. Well, what is 10 times 10 times 10? How many zeros is that? 3. Well, then wouldn't that be 1,000? Oh, yeah. I think I'm starting to see it, Mr. Fritz. I think I get it. We can move on. Nope. We're going to keep going. Okay. Well, 10 to the fourth power means what? 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. You should have 4 zeros. Oh, that little 4? Let's see if there's 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's 10,000. Great. We can move on, Mr. Fritz. I'm just getting started. Okay, what about 10 to the fifth power? Well, that would be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. I should have 5 zeros. That's what little 5 means. Little means that 10 multiplies itself. You've said that already, Mr. Fritz, like over and over. I know. But let's see how many zeros we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 100,000. Awesome. We get, nope, one more, okay? Fine. 10 to the sixth power. That's 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. I should have 6 zeros. That's why there's a 6 there. Multiply itself 6 times. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that worked. Okay, next one. Really? Yep. 10 to the seventh power. That's 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. I should have 7 zeros. Yep, 7 zeros. 10,000. Mr. Fritz, you're going to stop now. Fine. Can I at least show the examples? Yes. Okay, so there's 10 to the 8th power. I won't do the annoying thing. 10 to the 9th power. 10 to the 10th power. Give me 10 zeros. Guys, take away all my fun. Okay, let's move over to the next part. Let's go up here. Let's see what happens when we multiply by 10s. You see that little thing right there? That's a decimal. Now, the one thing you got to know when you multiply by a 10 is that decimal is going to move to the right. 1 space for every 0 or for every 10. It means the same thing. There's 1 0 there. So 1 times 10 is 10. But check it out. The 0 moved 1 spot and I got a 10. And there's the decimal now. You know what 1 times 10 is. That's easy. I just giving you a demonstration of what's really happening with the decimal. That's the whole moral of this story. What's happening to the decimal? It's moving to the right. When you multiply, it moves to the right. Because multiplication is always right. Listen to it. Okay. Moved 1 space. Next one. 1 times 100. Easy, 100. I know, that's not the point. The point is showing you where the decimal is moving. Okay, so the decimal has to move 2 spaces. I see 2 zeros. That means the decimals move 2 spaces. 1, 2. See? 100. 1 times 1,000. Easy, 1,000. I know. That's not the point of this. Look. It's where does the decimal move? I see 3 zeros. It means the decimal's got to move 3 places. Do you notice the method I use? I keep track. I go 1, 2, 3. And there's the decimal's new home. See? Made 1,000. Right here, 1 times 10,000. Same thing's going to happen, except now I see 4 zeros in a 10,000. That must mean the decimal has to move 4 places. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the decimal's new home. I now have the decimal 10,000. Okay, now I'll spare you this one. You can just look at it. It's my beautiful art. Okay, moving down to here. Using the exponent method. Okay, 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 10 to the second power means I have 2 zeros. So it's a 1 with 2 zeros. Oh, that's the number 100, or 10 times 10. 1 times 10 to the third power. I should have 3 zeros. That's 1,000. Going back to what I told you earlier, that's just 10 times 10 times 10. That's what little 3 is. I don't have to write all the multiplication stuff out. It shortens it. I don't have to write it all on the paper, but I put a little 3 there. I know I got 10 times 10 times 10. Next one, 1 times 10 to the fourth power. Well, should have 4 zeros. That's 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Do you notice that every time when we started from the top, we're just multiplying one more 10. So every time we go down, one more 10 gets multiplied. So one more 0 gets added. See, even looks like a little triangle. Next slide. This is the number line. Explained. There is the decimal point. I believe I showed you this already, but we're going to review this in the last video. Okay, so as we go forward, we get bigger. As we go to the left of the decimal, things get bigger and bigger and bigger. Or every single place value, like this is the ones place, every place value you go over grows by 10 times. So 1 times 10 gives me the tens place. This is the tens place. It's 10 times greater than the ones place. Okay, let's go over to the next place value, the hundreds. Well, I just had, it's 10 times greater than the tens place, isn't it? So 10 times 10 gives me the hundreds place, or 10 to the second power, 2 zeros. But then 10 times 10 times 10, we're now moving into the thousands place. So this place value is 10 times greater than this place value. Or 3 zeros, we have 1,000. Now we're going to multiply this place value by 10 and go to the next place value. Boom. Now we've got 4 zeros, or the 10,000s place. See? 4. Now let's go in reverse. Let's reverse this thing. Let's go back to the decimal. When we go to the right of the decimal, things get smaller by 10 times smaller by every single place value. So this place value is the tenths. Look at the spelling down here, tenths. 1 divided by 10 gives you 1/10. Now, if you want to make this 10 times smaller, then we move over to the hundreds place, or 1 divided by 10 to the second power. So the decimal place now moved 2 places on the 1. See, the decimal right here on the 1 up here would have moved 2 places. That would give us 0.01 or 1/100th. Let's go 10 times smaller, or divide by 10. When I say 10 times smaller, it also means divide by 10. I know it's kind of confusing. Get used to it. Now we have the thousands place value. Or if I divided 1 divided by 10 to the third power, I would move, the decimal would start here, and I move it 3 places. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And again, divide it by 10 again. Now we're 10 times, this place value is 10 times smaller than this place value. This place value is 10 times smaller than this place value. This place value is 10 times smaller than this place value. Get it? Or this place value is 10 times greater than this place value. Want to look at it that way. Anyways, getting back to the last one. So 1 divided by 10 to the fourth power is 1/10,000th. And you know what? You guys don't even need to know that. It's not even a 5th grade standard. I only had to go to the thousands place, but you're getting a bonus. That's the way I see it. Okay, so we moved 4 spaces. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you divide, the decimal goes to the left. When you multiply, the decimal goes to the right. Important thing to remember. Next slide. Okay, so let me show you this in action. 1, the number 1 divided by 10. Okay, so that means the decimal needs to move one place to the left because there's 1 0. So it only gets to move one place. I'm going to repeat that again. There's 1 0. When I'm dividing, it's going to move one place to the left because there's only 1 0. So let's do that. Let's move it one place. Boom, it moved once, or 1/10. Now let's have 2 zeros. Remember, the 10 to the second power means there's 2 zeros here, or the number, it's really the number 100, but I don't want to write 100. I want to write 10 to the second power. It has 2 zeros. That means the number 2, just think of it this way. That means the decimal's got to move 2 places to the left. That's all you need to know. Look at the exponent. Boom, it's a 2. Oh, decimal moves 2 places to the left. Well, let's do that. 1, 2. The decimal's new home is there. Or 100th. Look at how I keep track. It's very important to do that. Otherwise, you get lost on where to move the decimal. Next example. 1 divided by 10 to the third power. That means it must move 3 places to the left. There's the 3. It's moving to the left. Let's move it to the left 3 places. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Or 1,000th. Now let's have some fun. Let's keep moving that thing. 1 divided by 10 to the fourth power. Oh, the number 4 must mean the decimal is going to move to the left 4 places. That decimal right there, 4 places to the left. Let's do it. Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the decimal's new home. Or 1/10,000th. Let's do it again. 1 divided by 10 to the fifth. Oh, that number 5 must mean the decimal is going to go to the left. Yeah, you guessed it. You guys are getting onto the 5 spots to the left. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Now I have 100,000th. You guys don't need to know those all the way down there, but I'm just icing on the cake. Why not tell you? Okay. That's a 6th grade thing. All right, here we go. Number 6 must mean the decimal is going to go to the left 6 spaces. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the decimal's new home. Now I have 1,000,000th. That's a very tiny amount. Okay, examples. More examples. Okay, I'm dividing 12 and 2300ths by the number 10. The number 10 has 1 0. Simply, guys and gals, we're just moving that decimal 1 spot to the left. So let's take a look. Let's move it 1 spot to the left. Boom. That's going to be its new home. Now it's going to be 1 and 223 thousandths. Okay. Let's move it 2 spots to the left. 10 to the second power. Okay. So it's going to move 2 places, moving the decimal. 1, 2. Now I've got 1,223 10,000ths. You don't really need to learn how to say that, but I'm just showing you. The important part of this lesson is how many places am I moving that decimal? That's all this means that we're getting out of this. So 10 to the third. I'm going to move that decimal 3 places to the left. Remember it started here? Remember it's right there? So now we got to move it 3 places. 1, 2, 3, boom. Do you notice how I added a 0 there? So important. That's how I make the 0. That's how I'm forcing the 0 over. Think of these as when I'm making egg crates, okay? Now this is an empty egg crate right here. So what I'm going to put in it? I'm going to add a 0 in there. Boom. Or 1,223 100,000ths. Okay, now we're going to move the decimal place 4 places to the left. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's its new home. Now, these egg crates need to be filled with zeros. That's why I push that decimal down. So now I have 1,223 millionths. Let's go the other direction. Let's multiply. Multiplying, the decimal is actually going to go to the right. Okay, so I have 1 0. That's a 10. That means the decimal place is going to move one place to the right. So 12 and 23 hundredths times 10, I'm going to move the decimal one place. So it's going to go one place, move, boom. What do I get? 122 and 3 tenths. Okay, well, let's now multiply 12 and 23 hundredths times 10 to the second power. That means it's going to move, you guessed it, 2 places to the right. Let's do it. We'll move that decimal. 1, 2. Now we have 1,223. The next one is 12 and 23 hundredths times 10 to the third power. Take a look at the 3. What does that tell you? What does it tell you? You should know by now. Yes, you got it right. It means the decimal place is moving 3 places to the right. Let's do it. 1, 2. Wait, did I mess up? No, I didn't. 1, 2, 3. I moved it 3 places to the right. Now I have a number 12,230. So if I multiplied 12 and 23 hundredths times 10 to the third power, I'm just moving the decimal 3 places to the right. You notice how the number keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger? Or multiplying. Okay. Oh, and I can't even see it because this little pop-up bar keeps coming there. Stop it, pop-up bar. Okay. I can't use my mouse anywhere near it, so I'll just talk you through it. Now we're multiplying by 10 to the fourth power. Yes, you're moving the decimal to the right 4 places. Look at the figure. I can't put the mouse down there. The silly pop-up bar annoys me. Now we have 122,300. I moved the decimal 4 places to the right. That's why I created that number. Do you notice how I filled in those egg crates with zeros? That's how I keep pushing the decimal away, by popping in the zeros. I did the exact same thing up here with division, only we were going, the decimal was moving to the left. And by still filling in the egg crates with zeros. Okay. Now for the final. You've made it to the cartoon. Congratulations. Hey, division. What? I always move decimals right. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm right and you are not. You can be so annoying. I'm leaving you. Division left. Ha! I cracked myself up. Ha ha ha.